Good evening. Excuse me. Wow, still been fighting this cold. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NEWSBEAT Nightly. A lot of interesting things happening over the weekend, and we're going to go over some of it. Where do we start? Let's see. Um, it's all about the tax cuts in North Korea. Still is. Those are the two major things that are going to move the market down. Obviously, I stopped talking about what moves the market up because the things that move the market up are just simply the things that don't move it down. Without sounding, rhetorical on any stretch of the imagination. So, very simply put, unless North Korea has either rhetoric, testing, threats, etc., or this tax plan, for whatever reason, looks like it might get halted or does get halted, we'll have a market down move. Either way, um, I think everybody wants to pay less taxes, and I don't think nobody in their right mind really wants North Korea to attack one of their neighbors, or the United States for that matter. However, if one of these things out of our control does happen, you're going to be prepared because you're going to see the market, you're going to see what's happening, and you're going to know right away um, how to react to it. So I started building. I started building a position. We're going to talk about it. And basically, what my biggest argument for the clothing retailers, my biggest argument here is SFIX. I guess a daily doesn't show you much. I'll pull it up on the 5 minute IPO from Friday, SFIX. And I want to talk a little about this company and why this IPO is going to work, and why I'm pretty much expecting the stock to triple minimally in value. It is a long-term swing trade. It's nothing where you're tracking the P&L every day. The stock could go to $10, I'm not selling a share, and the stock could go to $20 and I'm not selling a share. It's one of those longer term swing holds. And I want to talk about a compelling story here and what they do and whatnot. Now, I was saying before how men are very likely to buy something online, right? I know, me personally, and the people around me in my life, there's an exception to every rule. And the truth is, I'm generalizing because that's where the majority of their business will come from. So, I really don't give a shit about the guy who will only go to that tailored professional down the block to get his t shirts and underwear and socks, when he would never order something online. I don't care about that person. And I don't care about the woman either who says, yeah, I buy everything online. I buy all my clothes online. I don't care about that woman either. What do you mean, don't care? I mean, this is not where the business. This is more like Stitch Fix doesn't care about those people. Now, my biggest argument for all these these mall retailers was I made a blanket statement. I basically said, if you're not selling somebody food or something to drink, if you're not selling someone consumables and you're located in a shopping mall, you're probably losing money overall. And I'm not talking about that one location, that one place where it works. I mean, I'm generalizing again. I'm talking like, take every single mall in the country with those stores in it, and are they profitable overall? And the majority of the time, the answer is no, they're not. Excuse me. So, what does this company do? Well, my biggest argument for malls, I like to talk about the pros and cons. The cons I think are very easy to find. Amazon exists. I'm a guy. Would you buy your underwear online? Would you buy your socks online? Some of you guys like to go to the store. I mean, I do too. But the majority of men would answer, yeah, I would consider it, or yes, I currently do it. Women, would you buy a dress online? Would you buy pants online? Would you buy a blouse online? Now, some might answer yes, some might answer no, but here's what this company does. They give you a personalized retailer. I mean, they sell men's and women's clothes. I don't care. I'm leaving the men out of this. I'm leaving the men out of this one because this is not where they're going to generate their business. The majority of their money will come from female customers. And they give you a personalized fashion designer. She takes note of your measurements and she literally sends you out, recommends sizes, clothes, and sends you out clothes that will fit you in the way in which you want them to fit you. That this company is going to be disruptive. Now, what this company is it's a box retailer, meaning like everybody has done it before. Blue Apron, everybody tries it, but retention is the key when it comes to the cardboard box companies, as I like to call them. And I'm not talking about Amazon as a cardboard box company, even though technically they are. I'm talking more specific, like Zappos is a cardboard box company, meaning they send you your shoes, there's free returns. Blue Apron, they send you a cardboard box, and everybody has tried it. Everybody has tried at least one of these companies, and I just named a couple. There's probably dozens. Well, they're not probably, they're hundreds actually, but everybody has tried one of these companies. The difference why this one is going to succeed, this is a 5-minute chart from Friday, is because they're going to get the retention. Women are going to love it. And believe me, as ironic as it sounds, I do understand women's fashion better than most women. I don't know why. I've always had a knack for it. I always understand. I walked in Michael Kors. I'll tell you, I walked in Michael Kors, right? I mean, I'm talking to you right now as a straight male. A straight male. I walked into Michael Kors, and I'm going to show you the weekly. I'll show you exactly what happened. I walked into Michael Kors coming in January here and back in 2014, and I said, their pocketbooks all of a sudden suck. I don't like them anymore. I liked them when they first came out. I don't like them anymore. Despite the market continuing to rally, Kors dropped from 101 all the way down to $34. If you guys remember, earlier in June, I said, I walked by Kors and some of their bags look nice again. And ironically, they moved up. Now, this is not some odd, weird coincidence. I just have an eye for what women like. Consider it a gift, consider it a curse. I really don't care what you consider it. But this company, consider this a bargain. Consider this one a bargain. Because women, this company is going to retain women. How about the woman who's working a job? 9 to 5, 8 to 6, 7 to 7. How about that woman? You think she has time to go clothes shopping? You think that's what she wants to do with her day? When she could just throw in her credit card and get something from Stitch Fix, have a personal fashion designer measure out and send her clothes in a box? You think she's quitting that service anytime soon? Are you kidding me? They have free returns, by the way. You think anyone... How about the mother? Which is actually the hardest job. The other one, I was talking like business professional in the city. How about the mother taking care of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids? Now that's a difficult job. You think she has time to go find something that looks nice on her, something flattering? You think she feels like asking somebody to watch her kids while she goes to the mall and picks something out? You think she wants to do that? She doesn't. Stitch Fix solves that problem for her. Wall Street is not picking up on what a sexy company this is. They don't understand. I do. I'll be buying more. And then what I'm going to do is then I'm going to buy more. And then after I buy more, I'm going to buy probably some more. And I have a 1-year target, $45 on Stitch Fix. This company gets it. They're going to make it. Wait till you see their first earnings report. I have it is just of my humble opinion that they're going to blow the panties off of Wall Street. They're going to blow it off because they're going to go, what? How much did they make? I don't get it. How? They send boxes of clothes. I get it. This company is going to make it. In my humble opinion, just thought I should share that with you, guys and gals. Okay. With that being said, let's get right into our game plan. And then I'll show you guys the Forex trades after because there's a lot of stuff here. So I guess let's go ahead and start out with NTAP. We're going to go ahead and start off here with NTAP. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, okay. Let's get to the daily. All right. So we saw NTAP off of earnings, and they just literally exploded the stock up there on Thursday. You could see it just digested down a little on Friday, and this is again that bullish doji that I so commonly say that I like. And pretty much you got so many upgrades across the board after earnings. Loop Capital, Maxim, RBC, UBS, DA Davidson, Piper Jaffray, Barclays, every one of those companies I mentioned upgraded the stock and price target of this name. They had a chance to rip it back down for a big selling opportunity. They literally closed the stock, 16 cents lower than the close on Thursday. I'm bullish on it. I gave a trigger here, 53.56. Maybe they're not going to get Qualcomm, as I predicted earlier, as Qualcomm denied Avago buying them, much like I said was pretty much a great idea from the company, because Qualcomm I think could get more. Nonetheless, Avago is breaking out. I don't see any reason why this stock doesn't get to $300 short of a market correction in between now and the time it happens. Held above support here perfectly. My algorithmic support level 268.48. The low of the day on Friday 268.43. I don't see any reason why this stock doesn't trigger and break out. Trigger obviously 274.65, and that's why I mentioned Avago right there. It still looks bullish to me despite not being able to buy Qualcomm. Splunk, software company, SPLK. It's funny because it'd be interesting to see where these software companies are 500 years from now when everybody could look at all programming codes and algorithms. Be interesting to see where internet security goes from here. Ton of upgrades across the board after earnings. They announced earnings Thursday night after hours. They gapped up on Friday. Deutsche Bank, Jefferies, Wells Fargo, Piper Jaffray, Mizuho, UBS, Canaccord, JMP Securities, Maxim, BMO Capital, Credit Suisse, RBC Capital, and FBN Securities. Every single one of those analysts I named raised price targets, with the highest one being $95. $96 from Maxim. I don't see any reason why Splunk doesn't break Friday's high and heads higher. Excuse the raspiness of my voice. I'm still not 100%. XNet. So this was the Chinese software company that had an X in it, and I forgot the name. Again, beautiful bullish doji here. Nice breakout here on the chart. They keep having a chance to really pull this thing back. They haven't. Maybe we're lucky. If we're blessed, it pulls back tomorrow. Look for a buying opportunity. Love the setup. For me, on a name like XNet, it's really just purely technical at this point. The truth is, they're probably moving up on a reason that many don't understand. Chinese laws are a little bit, and by little bit, I mean astronomically 180 degrees different than United States laws. So somebody is leaking this information to someone powerful, either in the Chinese government or mafia. Somebody leaks this stuff out, and it just magically rises with no news, just like magic. So, again, not really conspiracy theory. You always see that happen with Chinese names, but there's something potentially good out there, and we'll get it soon. We'll get it eventually as the stock runs from $4 to $16. Next on my list is NetEase, NTES, and this one was a real shocker. I mean, they reported earnings. The stock basically exploded through the ceiling. Here's the interesting thing. They actually reported earnings Wednesday night, and they capped it up all the way to $332. And Friday looks like the earnings day, but it wasn't. Friday was the day after earnings, and Nomura Instinet, Japanese company. It's a, you know, again, we're dealing with Eastern companies outside the U.S. or based headquarters outside the U.S., like NetEase, for example. Nomura Instinet, which is a Japanese analyst, coming out $428 target, monstrous upgrade on NetEase, and NetEase just absolutely exploded. I would have to be out of my mind not to keep this one on the radar. All-time highs 375.10. Okay, so that is these are my stock picks, or actually I don't give stock picks or investment advice, right? This is my game plan. I might not trade any of these names. So if you wish to email me, ask me any questions from chat, you can email mark.melnick@t3live.com. And if you wish to copy my Forex trades, right here. I do want to mention, please keep in mind I changed the stop loss on the Aussie dollar yen. I'm still above the gray line are obviously our live positions. Currently they're up just very little. They're pretty much flattish at the moment, not much happening. They were up a little more, they were down a little, now they're up again. I mean, still holding both of them. So please keep in mind I did change the stop on the Aussie yen. So that is what I'm watching here. If there's any questions I can offer you, ladies and gentlemen, now would be the time to ask. Well, the politics are a very interesting game. Never ceases to amaze me. I think my general approach on politics now is, with the political information you have, the only way to make a difference is to make money off that information. And I guess call it fortunate or unfortunate. You know, so many people have differing political views, but my approach to it all is A, just be a good person, and I really don't care who you did or didn't vote for. And B, if we're talking politics, why not try to make money off it? And I think that's the number one goal. So when I talk politics like North Korea and the tax plan being local politics in the United States, North Korea being geopolitical, we know that's going to create a short opportunity. So that's how I try to approach it. Or at least I believe it will, and I'll be betting on it. Wow. Barbara, Mark, how can I know that SFIX is going to 20 if I don't know the valuation? Um, I mean, I don't know what you mean by not knowing the valuation. I mean, currently, it's a brand new company. It's I do know the valuation. It's the number of shares available times $15.15 currently. I think this is going to be. I think this company is going to be worth a few billion. I guess is where I'm getting with this one. This company, they priced the IPO at 15. How many? The size of the deal was reduced to 8 million shares from 10 million, and it was so they offered less shares. So they literally raised 120 million dollars. You know, to me, a valuation of 300-400 million is modest. Hey Barbara, I didn't seem to care much about prior IPOs. Is it a coincidence that the two you like came out on the same day? It is an absolute coincidence. So I was also talking about the IPO sale, which I like as well, and I'll save that for another day to go over it. I think this one is going to work as well. It just happened to be a major coincidence. So yes, yes. If they came out on two different days, I would have liked them both on two different days. So absolutely, Barbara. The Forex spreadsheet was not included in the email? Are you sure about that? Oh, you're right. Did it not save? What the heck? Let me see. I'm gonna reply to all. Thanks for that heads up. Let me fix that right now. Good call. How did that? It sent the old list. Don't know how that happened. Sorry about that. And thank you. Okay, that's my Forex list. If anyone wants to copy it. Okay, you guys should have gotten it now. Okay. Aussie yen stop out? I didn't get stopped out. How did that happen to you, Ken? I set my stop as 84.499. I literally placed it underneath today's low just now. And it hit that low at 640, so I did it after 7. No, you didn't get stopped out there, Ken. Oh, you put in a break even stop, not the real stop. That's okay. Honest mistake. Yeah, we're in it. It's working. CMG resistance level or until where it's and go. Um, you're not going to find CMG resistance for a long time. That's what happens when you plummet in value. Resistance $313.55 tomorrow, Priyanka. Rob, Internap. Neutral to bullish. You're in a bullish wedge. You're above the 8. You're above support. Bearishly, you're underneath the 21. You're underneath resistance. You're underneath the simple 50. I would purchase it for long at 371. I would look for it tomorrow for a breakout through $4.18. Um, I think I'm going to save sale for tomorrow. I think I don't want to talk about too many IPOs in one day, but I already went over it on the broadcast Friday. I mean, honestly, I just think this company is going to make it. I think they offer critical solutions to companies, and please understand that when I look at these names, I talk to a lot of people who are smarter than me in a lot of different areas. when I come up with this analysis. Let's leave it like that, but I am going to talk about it more in detail tomorrow, Pablo. I don't have my all my notes in front of me either. First solar level to get in for a long. Don't hate the technician. 5567 Priyanka. John Icker. Bullish still despite the drop. Support tomorrow 2580. It's far away. IBM, you're asking if I would buy here for a long. Me personally, no. I do see the validity in it. That you're over descending resistance. You pulled back to. Actually, it does look like a long. The truth is, I probably would have told you to go long about 148.40. Right here, I'm being Captain Hindsight and showing you how my brain works. I would have told you to go, that it looks like a good long on Monday, and after I told you that, it would have gapped down and went against you. It would have gotten as low as 146.21. So after I could have told you it was a long, it would have literally dropped about $2.20, $2.19 in your face, only to go all the way back up to as high as $150.15 in digesting here. It actually looks okay. I just would have been in it earlier for Monday, and I probably would have been in December or January calls, and they would probably be flattish because I would have been up about 60 cents on the trade as of Friday's close if I took it. That's the best way I could put it. ON Semiconductor. It's Barbara. I still like it. It's still bullish to me. Looks like you're going to get a resolution pattern. I think this thing's going to resolve. I know you've been asking me for a while, and I just keep saying bullish. I have these lines here from you when the stock was 16 bucks, and it went up to 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and I'm just still bullish. In Whiting Petroleum, that's WLL. I don't have an opinion on this one because when it comes to, I mean, I could give you the technical opinion, but it might not be as important as a fundamental opinion, which I would have to do a little more research on. Looks neutral to me here. It just looks neutral, and you're pretty much in between a range at a 1-for-4 split. Oh yeah, just neutral. No strong opinion on that one. STZ at 8A. Is this a good level to swing long? It could be. Personally, I don't do it here. Now you might ask why, because remember my theory that after earnings, the first pullback to the exponential 8 is what you use. Using my theory, you would have been buying it at around 205 and a half on October 10th, and you could have rode it all the way to God knows higher, right? So at this point, coin flip. Not that it's bad, but I don't have conviction behind it. That's funny, Ken. Let's hope it's the tax plan and not North Korea attacking someone. Wow, tree broke ascending resistance. So you gotta. It's interesting here, Priyanka, because no, I don't go long here because I don't chase on 5 green days. But I think you need a pullback. It's too bullish for its own good. You get a pullback from here on out, and then buy it. A pullback only because you're too strong. Funny how that works, right? Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, that's a nice pop in our Forex orders. Sorry you got stopped out, Ken. Um, but it's all good. Let's see. TTD. Missed the level when I called long support. Is it still bullish? So on TTD, I literally called the long after we broke 46.08 and we're in the $45.50 range. I called it as a long right here during Wednesday when I guess before the stock popped 5 points in the next couple days. Yes, it's still bullish. I don't know how. Does it get stopped at 52, 53? In which case it would have been obviously more intelligent to, if the stock goes from 45 to example to 53, that's an 8 point move. That's almost, that's short of a 20% move. It does look bullish to me. I just don't know if I could chase it here, unfortunately. I don't know if it pays to go over Altaba. Why not just go over Alibaba? I think it's a similar chart, and they obviously move in tandem with each other. Alibaba is neutral. Remember, last time I said it was too bullish for its own good was right over here when you started hitting this ascending resistance on November 1st and 2nd. I'm like, this is too bullish for its own good. And it came in, popped up, came all the way in, right? You're not too far from that level being too bullish for its own good. It's at 192.33, so yes, you can go higher, but the show Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think you need to curb your expectations. On letter X, slightly bullish. You're above the support, you're above the moving averages. If you break through 2762 with volume, I'll be a lot more bullish. In regional bank. Oh, there's something I have to talk to you guys about. Oh, I'm going to make a big call actually for you guys. If you're, yeah, I'm going to make a big call shortly after I'm done with your analysis. Stay tuned. I have to talk about the retail sector again. But I'm going to do it and I'm going to show you something that's happening. Bullish, slightly, true resist. I wouldn't want to be long here. Your resistance is 56.07 tomorrow. You have to get through there in order to remain bullish. You researched on the internet and they're saying SFIX is worth $30 a share now. Okay, I mean, it's trading half that amount. I mean, I gave my reasonings at least, maybe they'll give their reasonings too. You think SFIX can get crushed by Amazon? My argument is Stitch Fix is Amazon proof. Stitch Fix is Amazon proof because people aren't buying suits on Amazon. Women, forget about men. And like I said, the majority of their money is going to come from men. And that's a very fair argument. That all these companies in the mall got Amazoned, right, Tom? So it's a very fair argument. I guess my argument, and where I'm backing my, back my words with money, I'm probably going to add into this thing for like 3 to 5 times over the next week. I'll let you guys know in real time in the room when I do so. I'm hoping it goes down, but I'm just wildly optimistic, right? If it goes up, I'm still going to add. Probably not as heavy though. But when you look at Stitch Fix again, Amazon does not offer a woman a personal stylist that can produce and send clothes that she can wear that will fit her comfortably. And if they don't, free returns, just like Amazon, right? Again, like, I don't think this company is going to be ever worth as much as Amazon, but has 120 million valuation. I don't see any reason why this isn't a $1 billion company. This company is going to make it. And again, that's just my opinion. Thoughts on Citigroup? It's okay. Just delete these drawings actually. Okay, it's support tomorrow 69.96, right underneath $70. See how that one wants to move? Oh yeah, again, I don't consider this company remotely close to Snapchat because again, this company makes money, and I think you nailed the way I think about it, Pablo. Um, you're basically talking the same language as me. As this company makes money, that's why they're not Snapchat. Um, and they're completely different. Intel. Ironically, my support on Intel is 44.62. You close that day lows at 44.63 and you hit 44.62 to the penny. That's the buy point. Intel is probably a long for tomorrow morning. At least that's how I'm gonna approach it. That was your level. If you asked me this yesterday Friday on the broadcast, I would have told you like right here. Looks good. This is a crazy one, Reinhold. It's starting to just look like a straight up value company. Let's be perfectly clear. General Electric makes money. So you can't really talk smack about this company. I don't see any reason why General Electric isn't a $26 to $30 company. It's just starting to look like a value long where you just start buying it for the dividend at this point. That's my thoughts on General Electric. Sharon VIP shop. Ooh, nice. True support tomorrow 9/11. No pun intended as a fellow New Yorker. $9.11 will be descending support. Breakout to the upside 10 and a quarter on VIPS. An IPO price. They did an 8 million share offering, Tom. So I don't know how many shares are in reserved, or is that really calculated inside the market capitalization? So we'll see. I know they offered 8 million shares, Tom. That's where I made up the 120 million, like 8 times 15. Um, all right, let's see if you guys have any questions here. All right. Hey, Samir. You saw my Walmart straddle and you're still blown away with it. Do I have any thoughts on when I call a straddle versus just outright long calls? Also, what would I recommend option trade sizes to be with a 30K portfolio? Let me answer you legally. If I had a $30,000 portfolio, I would be comfortable with $1,000 to $1,500 total options per trade. If you lose it all, that's the worst case scenario with $1,000. You make a double, a triple, quadruple. You make 50%, you lose 20%. I think 1,000 to 1,500 makes sense. If I had a 30K portfolio, I could talk on my own behalf. You feel tempted to put in an order for around 20,000 or larger, but you can't even handle even small moves with something of that size. Right. So this is the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing with options. You could really stretch your dollar. Like, again, I've shown you guys I've shown you guys how to make over $1 million using $50,000 or less in options. with just trading. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money. When it comes to options, as long as, I tell people this all the time, when I open up an options trade, they'll ask me, what is your stop loss? And I'll tell them, excuse me, I'll tell them I don't have one. So you're willing to lose everything on the trade? Yes. Yes, I am. And if you approach it with that mentality, you'll be able to make more money. I think people, when they try sizing up, it's very difficult for them because they see their P&L flying up and down. I think with options, it's a little more stable. Again, you buy a few thousand shares. Even you take like 400 shares of Amazon, even, you could see a $4,000 swing very easily, in an Amazon like that. You take $1,000 worth of calls, you might not, you'll be more relaxed. You'll have an easier time managing the trade. Never underestimate your psychological capital when you trade. I look at some of these. I look at some of these traders who, like I say, there's these traders, and it was going around. I'm not going to drop names, but it was going around me. People were saying, yeah, I make money only 30% of the time, but when I'm right, I make 5 times more than what I lose. Now, mathematically, excuse me, it's very hard for me to speak. Sorry about that. Still sick. So, mathematically, it's a very sound strategy. You make 5 times more than when you're right. You make 5 times more when you're right as opposed to being wrong, but you make money 30% of the time. And I tell everyone that's a failing strategy. Because you're not going to be able to take the psychological abuse of watching your P&L get beaten up 70% of the time to actually maximize that 30%, to make 500% 30% of the time. Not only that, I called bullshit on the person who said it, and of course they couldn't prove any of their statistics or any of their numbers. But I'm saying even if it was true, it's a bad strategy because you're not going to be able to take the psychological beating. Being right is way more important than making money. I repeat, being right is way more important than making money. Because being right is how you make the money. That's how you make your money. You have to be right. Nobody knows how much they're going to make when they're right. But if you're right, if you're right more often than you're wrong, you're going to be in great shape. And I think that's the key. If I had a $30,000 account, 1,000 to 1,500 per trade is pretty much where I would be in options. All right. Let's see. $1.5 billion valuation. Is it? That's weird. Let's see. Saying it's a $1.5 billion valuation. At that price, Stitch fixed raise. All right. So there's a lot of private shares in it. And again, when I said $1 billion, I guess what I was referring to are these current shares, and that would obviously represent a move 8 times higher, making it $100 company. I like it, but I do appreciate that link. You're right. It does have $1 billion valuation with the private shares. Yeah, it's a little different, but you're doing different forex trades, Ken. You're doing my forex trades, and you're also doing your forex trades, so you get a few different numbers. But I hear what you're saying. It does work overall, and ultimately doesn't matter at the end of the day as long as you're not getting. I don't think you're getting psychologically beaten up which is the key thing. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the live trading broadcast. Happy trading, make money, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the NewsBeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.